we got some goodies. First of all, we need to do some routine maintenance on this thing. This trailer, did I load this boat up wrong? This bunk got sideways on me. It is literally resting on that corner. That is not good. I drove home with it like that. And then the other flat bunk on the other side, just completely sideways. And not that it's sideways, I ripped off the dang bracket or something. That bracket got bent. Unless it was like that, but you can see where it used to be on the cloth there. So we're gonna jack the back of the boat up, fix that other bunk, because this is how it's supposed to go. And fix that scenario. This might have to stay for now until I don't have time. I'm trying to get it on the water tomorrow. So let's jack up the back of the boat, fix the bunk number 1. Step 2 is we're getting rid of this strap. I hate that setup strap. Let me show you what we got for that. Yeah, baby. Oh, the boat buckle. These are on the Tin Lizzie, and they are just the best, one of the best upgrades you can do for a boat. There better be 2 in this box. Oh boy, there better be 2. Okay. There's the other one. So, boat buckle, hooking up to the trailer, hook it up, it'll ratchet to the, whatever you want to call those. Boat buckle, upgrade number 1. After we fix the trailer, we're going to wire the tack up. The tack is a big deal for me because I don't know if the motor's performing optimally. Here she goes. Okay, flash on. Motor drips a lot of black oil when it sits. The word on the street is exhaust gasket. Some sort of setup under the motor. It might be the power head base gasket. I could pop this off and see if maybe I can get to it, but I doubt it. Power head's probably gonna have to come off, which we will take care of next summer. This summer's just starting. The motor ran good on the water day 1. We're gonna keep it that way. This boat is just gonna be too much fun to break something. If we hook up the tack and we have issues, we will look at carburetors because I have not cleaned them yet. Right, let me get a piece of wood so we can jack up the back of this trailer. All right, I'm just praying nothing falls. There she goes. Up off the trailer. I definitely don't want that wood to fall. I know. Let's check the straightness of it. Very straight. It'd be nice if I had a big flat piece here, but this should rotate easily. It does, thank God. That piece of wood that is currently jacking me up is gonna be in my way. Should have thought of that. Maybe I can put some under there for now. Keep it up at least off this freaking metal piece. Ow. Oh God, it really freaking got on there. Okay, maybe just go up a little bit more. Okay, let's let her down for now. We're gonna readjust the wood. Easy. Okay. Should be fine. Yay. Should be recording. Definitely high enough. I'm just gonna get this straight down. Oh. get hammered. And we'll address this nice little gouge I put in the fiberglass when we're ready to do so. And that's it. I guess we'll just tighten these up once we're down and flat. Easy. Okay. All right, fix number 1 in the books. Yeah, so we're definitely off when we loaded the boat, but most likely because this bunk must have got knocked while we were offloading or loading, and that just set my whole, once we tried to reload the trailer, it must have screwed everything up. So next time we're in the water, that should adjust and fix. In the meantime, we need boat buckles and a tack. All right, so we're underneath the helm here, and this might be even a short tachometer install. Tachometer did not work, so I came underneath to see what's up. Now, my controller is the old style where it does have a tachometer harness, so that's helpful. If you have this harness, you're gonna have 3 wires, or at least in this ear. It's gonna be ground, a power, and a signal wire. Signal wire is the easy part. Should be gray or yellow, and it's gonna go on the motor. I'll show you where it is on the motor momentarily. But if you have the harness, we'll start with the easy people. If you have the harness, you follow it. I followed it under here. He had a power lead going to the tilt trim switch gauge, which I could care less about the tilt trim gauge. I want my tack to work, which is this guy. Now my tack is an old school tack. It's got, this is just a light to light it up, and then we got 2 wires coming from the back. Gray signal wire, this is important because that goes all the way to the rectifier and motor. This is what's gonna tell your tack what it needs, and then this is just a ground. So then you're gonna have a power lead, which is coming from the harness. And you're gonna wanna switch it to 12 volt power, so you only want it running when the key's on. And that's a purple wire. So my guess is if I hook this up to one of the wires that only turn on when you turn the key on, that should power the harness and send power to my tack and the signal wire at the same time. That's the thought. So let's see what happens there. All right, we have crudely wired power to one of the positive terminal blocks. I have no idea if this is switched power or not. We're gonna find out right now. I need a fuse for now. And then we've got these TikTok connectors that are absolute trash, and they only work for little wires. I highly do not recommend you buy them, but it did the job. I mean, it was not fun hooking them up, but I got it. I promised you I'd show you where the signal wire is coming from, and I will do that right now. All right, that wiring harness is gonna loom all the way to the red plug if you got a red plug motor, and your signal wire is gonna be gray, and it's right here. You'll tell by the color, and it hooks to the terminal block right there. Now, there's a rumor that if this is bad, this signal wire will not work. But if your rectifier's bad, your battery's not charging, so fix your rectifier. But if you wanted to rig it up, you could switch this wire to this yellow lead right here, and that will get you a tack signal until you fix your rectifier. So make sure you get a rectifier that works. Okay, so that was the easy, right? If you have it easy, that's your hookup for your easy tack. If you wanted to hook up your own tack and it only had 2 wires, or even a 3-wire one from eBay or Amazon, whatever, very simple. You hook up a power, a switched power. We're gonna find out if that's switched power right now, or if it's just automatic with battery. And then if you're looking for a ground, you just ground it. If you got a metal boat, you ground it to the metal boat, or you find a ground or a terminal block, or run a wire, however you want, find a ground. Ground it to the motor, ground it to one of your other grounds. There's grounds everywhere. You can ground it to a block that's not hot. Ground it to the battery itself. You can direct ground it to the battery. There's grounds on your starter solenoid you could find. Do a ground, and then you would need your signal wire, which you could wire directly to the terminal block signal here or here. And you gotta find out which one would signal to your tack. And then you'd be done. You just have to run the wire and mount it just so that it looks pretty. our switch panel here is keyed on. He has the fuel gauge connected to this stereo switch. So keys off, nothing. Horn, nothing. Key on. Put the stereo on where the stereo switch and the gas gauge works. Here's the switch on, key off. Alright, so that's switched power. This whole panel's switched power, it seems. Which one was this one? Well, these are the lights. Alright, and then switch off, switch on. So that tells me this tack, if it's connected to everything else, which I believe it is, should be connected to the switch. There she is. No, navigation lights, again, on the switch, on the key. So, tomorrow morning, we will check to see if we have power to the tack, because we will run the motor tomorrow. Right now it's late. I'm going to bed. I want to show you guys one more cool thing before I go. Oop, I didn't want to start the motor. Dumbass. Key power's on. Right? It's got cabin lights. How freaking cool. Come on. I mean, just wild. This boat is freaking, it's gonna be so much fun. And then, those are the interior. We got red. It's like a white, looks blue on camera. Green and blue. And then you can put them all on, you get this weird rainbow color too. All three, four, whatever. But that comes out the back of the boat. So like you're in the water, that's gonna look wild. Alright, till tomorrow. And good morning. We will start with what should be the easiest to install to any boat upgrade I've ever done. And one of my favorites. A boat bevel. Patent pending. I don't know. No, don't say that out loud. It might be patent pending. Oh, it's got a patent number on it. Ha! They got it. I think the last one I had didn't have it. But no sponsorship, not that it matters, but it says 7/16 drill bit. I, of course, don't own a 7/16 drill bit. I got a 1/2 inch though, if I math right. 7/16. Move up to 1/8. 1/16, that's 8/16. And 8 is 1/2 16. 16, 1/2 inch. So it should be slightly bigger. It's just for a bolt, so it's not threaded. And this should go nicely if it was facing the right way. Break time. I'm just waiting for my hand to go right into the freaking stud. New battery? Yep.
Oh, and that's why you wear gloves.
Lucky. Stupid lucky. You're either lucky or you're hurt. That was dumb. I was just dumb. And that's why you wear gloves. Let's go backwards. Not drilling out. It's gonna happen again. Wear gloves. My boat won't fall out. Beautiful. And there. Now, they do say anything that's not straight up and down is not protected or as secure. And if this breaks, I can't claim anything on the warranty. However, this is the trailer I got with the boat I got. It is what it is. And another washer. And then our nut, which comes with that little plastic neoprene, is that the right word? Plastic piece on the inside, which makes me not able to tighten it by hand. So frustrating. And it does say you can swing it in any one of these directions. My hook is here, way on the outside. So we're gonna, I guess, I mean that's directly at it. That won't be in the way, because the strap should hit this way-ish. We're good with that. Centimeter off that thing, I'm cool with that as well. And torque it to good and tight. And I'm happy with it. Release. It's gonna have to go through the swim platform, which I'm okay with as well. Angle is exactly where I thought it would be. I'm okay with that. Yeah, pull on the back of it here to get it in. I mean, that is just heaven in a bottle. It ain't in the way. I can hop in and out of the boat from the swim platform. Let's get onto the other side. I mean, it just don't get easier than that. All right, side. All right, next on my list on my little fixer-upper to-do list is installing my new relay bracket box. I punctured the hole on the outside, so we're just gonna get a grinder, grind that screw, stick some putty in those holes for now before we, one day, not this season, next season, probably buff this and recoat and fill the cracks. It needs a lot of work. It doesn't look bad at all, but you know, it needs a spruce. All right, now at least people won't be swimming and rip their face off when they swim around inside the boat or something. Next up on the list of goodies, what I consider to be another very simple boat upgrade. Not needed in most cases, but in my case, it might be needed. We picked up this very cool, pretty cheap. I mean, I don't know what you guys consider cheap. It's the cheaper end of Amazon, I believe, but it'll be worth. New strap. How cool it is. I picked green to match the boat. This is like a bright green. But this is what we're replacing. And albeit functional, it's just rusty as hell. It's time to retire her. Plus he's got a toe strap as a safety chain. I don't know if this came with a safety chain. We'll look into adding one if it doesn't. But she's just tired. She's tired. You know, I hate this. This has got the old school handle. It feels like it's gonna break every time you winch it up. So let's get rid of this. Pop that bad boy on. All right, well, feel free to roast me in the comments. Apparently it is supposed to go this side forward. It just rests over the top of this. I just couldn't see it with the hook the way it was rested. So I undid the whole reel, rehooked it up this way because this is actually how the bolt holes line up. Next season, I just didn't feel like drilling new holes right now. So as of right now, it'll work. It's ratcheting. So here's the new ratchet. I need a safety chain, or could use a safety chain. Now I'd like to pull the boat forward, take those brackets off that I keep running into. On the inside, we got a couple odds ends to address, fuel related, so that we can also check the tack and get this thing on the water today. All right, first things first is I do not want this gray fuel line anymore. So we're gonna get rid of that. All right, so I've rerouted my new tube. And I got the primer bulb here out in the sun baking, where it's probably better if it's underneath, so it'll last longer. This ain't got much years left in it anyway, but I also like it up top. This way I can squeeze it up here instead of getting down on my knees or looking for it blindly. But that's where I like it for now. In the meantime, we got our new fuel fitting onto this. Broke off this little plastic protective. All of these are rubbing on this fiberglass. I have something for that. I can pull this rivet out. I think I have some insulation, some rubber insulation for the Jonson motor that would work perfectly on that. So let me go get that. That's another little odd and end I want to take care of. Oh, here's a good one. We got water in the bellows. I don't know, what do you call that section there? Water's been in there since I got the boat. Who knows if it's from the weak floor up front. There's holes up front too. It did sit for, you know what? It sat all winter without a cover. In any case, it's not draining out the back. I can't feel for a hole, so we're gonna drill a hole. There's a piece of wood back here. Here where I'm pressing and slamming. And I don't know if there's supposed to be an outlet or not, but as of right now, nothing's draining there. So we're just gonna drill a quick hole, and that should allow us to connect the two, and this whatever's in here will drain. We'll get my drill right now. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that's bellows or ballast or whatever, but a couple little drain holes never hurt nobody. I don't think I went through the bottom of the boat. We'll check. Here is the Port Reading boat launch. We got high tide, we got very good conditions, except for the wake that went by on that barge. And me never really launching a bunk trailer without a floating dock. I couldn't keep the boat on the trailer. And the fact that the damn primer cylinder doesn't want to work properly led to not the best, not the most flawless of launches, but a little help from a good Samaritan. We are live, motor's running now, of course, with the manual override on the primer. Matthew, the master mechanic, making sure we're good. A little water in the back here is slightly concerning. Just don't know where it's coming from. It'd be nice if my
Me and Mom checked that. It's like
there's water coming in here at the bottom. That was all gone originally. It'd be nice if my bilge pump worked. It doesn't. But our main focus right now is this tack. Hopefully she works. Bilge pump's running. Gas gauge on. Navigation lights leave off. See if she idles. And she won't idle with the fast lever down, which is frustrating.
You have to like keep it up.
Little lean sneeze. Bottom carb could be dirty. Starting to piss me off. Could be flooded. Stalls right out. Primer bulb is pretty firm. Well, it's not a tank venting issue. It was running fine until I fucked with it. Gotta pull that manual again. See if that fixes it. Nice to get off the dock today. But luckily, like I said, there's nobody here. I'm holding up the line. So it's gonna keep falling and bothering me. I don't see any fuel leaks. It always runs good in the driveway. Power solenoid is definitely restricting flow or something. So it wants to stall and idle. It tells me the bottom carb is dirty or top carb. We'll look at that. See if we can rip. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Really fast. Like, I wasn't expecting to go that fast.
Dad, that's why
Tachometer is not working.
stinky. I'll never be able to tell if we're going full speed or not. That seemed really fast. All right, Matthew, you sit here because this is super fast. You sit here, you hold this thing here. That's my phone. My phone's here because I'm an idiot. GPS, we're on this in a minute. Let's see if we can go fast. Hold on. So this is cool. Water from somewhere, I just don't know where. And we'll fix that. We'll plug is in. Just this. Alright, so me and Matthew on the boat. GPS. One of the RPM gauges is reading about 34 miles an hour, which is as fast as I was hoping for. But you get 4 more people on the boat, you ain't doing 34. And now I don't know what RPM I'm running at, so I can't tell if I'm getting the max performance out of it. Let's see if it idles. Wouldn't idle at the dock now that it's fully warmed up. Very low idle. Trim works. Yeah, trim's perfect. I'm gonna do another speed run with the trim up here. See how fast it goes. See how it's cutting in and out? Hold on, wait. stop firing. So we've definitely lost one of the cylinders, or two, which could be ignition or something. I wonder if that's what happened that first time on the water. It was beautiful, and then you just heard it. Full speed is definitely running on two. I gotta find out which one's which. I did have a tank left. Cruising.
Do you know what those buttons do?
It is idle. Take the hood off. Let me see a ship.
I saw if a ship was coming.
Together we rise, no looking back. This summer vibe is on the right track. Summer vibes, we're feeling the heat. Dancing all night to the ocean beat. Under the stars, we're never alone. This is our time, a summer unknown. Oh, summer vibes. We're feeling alive summer vibes. The sun gets low, but we're still here.
One final view of the water test for the 140 that runs pretty well, with a small exception of its cutting out. It sounds like I'm running on two cylinders. We were in reverse before, full power and it wanted to stall, and then we were in reverse and no, we were we were putting around at like a slow crawl at 5-10 miles an hour, and you heard it want to kick up in gear. I'm hoping it's fuel related because I can clean the carbs and be done. If it's electrical, that's another story. But we take one more rip around the harbor here.
She's really gonna stop. I hear the feeling.
Alright, now you can hold it. Can you reach it? There we go. Just a little further. so much faster.